The Yankees have way too many issues, and we're here today to address them. As of recent memory, it's just seemed like the Yankees never have an answer to their problems. And it starts with the front office. It starts with Brian Cashman and Hal Steinberg.
And it all starts with the construction of the 2022 and 2023 roster of our New York Yankees, which has been utmost disgrace. First off, Stanton is horrendous. You have a guy named Josh Donaldson who's batting 123. He's terrible. DJ LeMahieu is supposed to be one of our only quote-unquote contact hitters. He can't even hit the ball.
Lately, this New York Yankees team, it just feels like they lack fundamental baseball. It's a lot of guys swinging for the fences. None of them hit for average. You look at the lineup. Half the lineup is batting basically under 200.
So one of the things that I think we should go back to from last year is the trade in which we acquired Josh Donaldson.
Oh, that was horrible.
But we got rid of, I know he has a torn pelvis. Gio Urshela has a torn pelvis out for the year. People don't realize he's batting 300 right now for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. And then we also gave away Algety Sanchez, who, I mean, like, he's not been great, but he's hitting home runs. I mean, he's one of the worst defensive catchers in the league. I understand that. But in all honesty, Trevino's been an absolute utter mess. He could hit just over 200, but his defense is still, it's good. It's not great. It's good. Not all-star quality, honestly.
He was a platinum glove, though.
Last year he was. This year's been decent. I'm not.
I mean, talk about catchers. You've seen those Agashioka throws that sail.
Oh yeah, the throw that went. Yeah, it's just.
And the throw, the Yankee fans out there, the throw that went 30 feet over.
It's embarrassing, and they score runs at it. A Little League inside the park home run because the throw is 50 feet over our third baseman.
Little League inside the park, but there's errors involved. But it's just the roster construction of this New York Yankees team is just it's horrible. It starts with Brian Cashman.
When you go back to the 2021-2022 postseason, you kind of realize that pitching wasn't the biggest issue.
It wasn't. Garrett Cole stepped up.
Yeah, you have our ace in Garrett Cole, who's been phenomenal this year. And then you have the likes of Carlos Rodon, who's been in Double-A now the whole, first half
he
of
was
the season.
rehabbing.
Yeah, he was rehabbing, but he hasn't played a game. He hasn't pitched a game. It appears that his fastball may be down. Who knows about that? I've heard a lot that he was throwing upwards to 98, 99, even 100 last year, and now he's barely hitting 95. So who knows what you're going to get out of him.
So I figured I would show one of the lineups, this lineup from last week when we played the Red Sox. And it just shows how this team is just not built well. You have Bowers in left field, who's a horrible outfielder, and no one can debate it. Stan should be playing the outfield. Torres is fine at second, Rizzo's fine at first, LeMahieu's fine at third base. I don't know why Connor Fleff is in center field. I know, he's a team player and stuff, but the guy's an infielder. I mean, we know Donaldson is an issue, who we already talked about. He was banging the table saying it was horrible.
Yeah.
Donaldson, if we want to fix the problem, Donaldson should not be playing third base. I mean, worst case scenario, I know people want Peraza up. Just put Connor Fleff at third. He does not belong in center field. I know Bader's back now, but it's just it's terrible. We didn't have depth. And that's why Connor Fleff had to play center field. McKinney, right, again, he's not a good outfielder. He's not an outfielder. Trevino, fine a catcher. He has his issues.
The potential that the Yankees outfield can have in the next few years just doesn't live up to what we have now whatsoever. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing having these guys honestly called Yankees. It's like this is a high market team. We have a high payroll, and yet this is what we have to show for it.
And the guy making these lineups is Aaron Boone, who has his own issues. I have a video up saying how bad he is. It just doesn't seem like he's great. He doesn't have a good feel for baseball, let's put it that way.
So yeah, two of the biggest issues with our bullpen right now is how it's managed, and two ways that I don't like how Boone approaches these situations where we're in a tight game and he needs to put somebody in is either he'll keep a reliever in too long, maybe like Wandy Peralta, he'll keep him in for an inning and 2/3 and he'll get destroyed and leave the bases loaded in like the top of the eighth. Or another issue is when we don't actually put the right guys in. Maybe we need like a Clay Holmes.
So I'll give you an example. When they put in Nick Ramirez to face Brandon Nimmo in the second game of the Subway Series.
You see that lefty-lefty matchup, and then you realize Nick Ramirez, I mean, he's been decent this year, but that's not the guy you can have in that situation.
I mean, the thing is, the fans wouldn't be complaining if he got the out, though. It's just because Nimmo got the hit.
That's just how, New York, the fan base is. And I mean, I honestly, I can agree. I kind of feel the same way. As if, something happens wrong, I always go to Boone to blame him. But that's just how it is.
I mean, sometimes you got to just put the accountability on the players. I mean, you can't always blame the manager. The team's playing bad. Oh, it's on the manager. It sometimes just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because there's only so much you can work with also as a manager. It's hard.
That's the thing. I mean, look, the roster, I mean, the lineup I just showed, you saw Boone does not have outfielders there. I mean, I know our outfielders have some. Stanton's a DH, he's one of our outfielders technically. But you saw McKinney, kind of Falefa, and Bowers, they're in the outfield. Boone doesn't have much to really work with there. And you see, that's also one of the reasons why the team stinks. Having no depth's another issue. That's Cashman's problem. But, it's even though Boone has his issues, it's not all on Boone for the team's failure. And all the things I just mentioned stems to the fact that Hal Steinberg does not care. He had a conference with I'm guessing one of the reporters. I'm not sure who, and he said he wonders why Yankee fans are upset.
Wait, you want to know why? You really want to know why? Because the team sucks. We're not good. We're not built for a World Series this year. Yankee fans, get it out of your minds. If we are an atrocity, it's not going to happen. Don't be shocked when we get thrown out of the ALCS. Even if we make it, then we're probably not going to make it out of the ALDS. We're not going to beat the Texas Rangers. They ain't going to ball D. We're not going to beat John Gray. We're not going to beat Martin Perez. Even it's a disgrace and an embarrassment. Steinbrenner should be ashamed. And when you tie things back together and look at the start of the season, even before the season started, you kind of realize that the expectations for the Yankees weren't really high.
I think they were.
I don't know. I don't even think, realistically, from my perspective, I didn't see this team winning the AL East.
I mean,
I really didn't see them winning the AL East. Arguably, the most competitive
it's the same team from last year. That's really the thing.
Yeah, but there's no like definitive spark plug with this team. It's just
Judge is the spark plug.
But we don't have him now.
We don't have him because he bangs his toe because it's concrete. I mean, hey, it's not his fault. But
no, but I'm saying it's just there's not. I can't name one guy that would provide some fire for this offense. Really light it up. I really can't. I know he does.
Stanton.
I know he's cold, but Stanton's done nothing.
Rizzo's been a little better.
Better as of late, but I mean, we're saying like the last few games. Stanton's done nothing. Even Bader hasn't played a lot yet, and Bader's been good when he played. I'll give him that. McKinney's been surprising, but
McKinney's been really good.
Surprise just doesn't mean spark plug. It's not. We're not averaging a lot of runs per game as of late. We're just not really.
What's he batting at 325?
Yeah, like
another homer today.
Yeah, off John Gray. I mean, that was a really good hit. We're on a low and inside fastball to hit that pitch and take it out over 420 feet. You gotta give him credit. It's been worth it. But,
yeah, absolutely.
But the question is, how hot can these guys stay relatively hot for? That's the thing. And once they go cold, how are Yankee fans going to react?
They definitely have the talent. I mean, they have Anthony Rizzo, Giancarlo Stanton. I mean, I guess you could say Josh Donaldson has the talent. I mean, he doesn't use it. He's old. That's probably a better way to say it. He had the talent. He's a former MVP. I think he probably even knows. He's just out of juice. But the team has the talent, and they just haven't been able.
That's the
unfortunate to show
reality of it. That's just what you have to accept, and it's not going to change.
Because the hitting is the real problem, and I mean, signing Rodon was a great thing. We need that number 2 starter, but I think the Yankees front office should have realized that the hitting is a big problem. We're never able to hit in crucial situations.
We never aim for contact.
We never aim for contact
for a reason. We swing for the fences. That's just how it is.
And that goes back to the first point we made with the roster construction being absolutely atrocious. And that also ties back to just the lack of care of the organization as a whole.
Yeah, when you look at the best teams in the league, they have a mix of power hitters and a mix of contact hitters.
They also have a mix of young and old.
That too, yeah. I feel we almost have we're leaning on too many old guys.
And I mean, I don't want to talk about the Mets too much, but you see the Mets, what they're doing. They tried to lean on 2 40-year-olds on the mound, and
both of them have over a 4 ERA.
I'm sure this might be a little down after today.
Yeah, after today.
Maybe it's under 4. Don't quote that on us. But you need that mix of young and old. I mean, Joe, I'm just going to give you a question. Do you think the Yankees should bring up some of the young players in the farm to kind of give a spark to the team?
Well, I mean, how to give a spark?
How much worse can Peraza be than Donaldson? I don't think it can be.
I think it can be worse. I mean,
maybe not on the defensive end, but
Donaldson's been an atrocity. You have guys like Peraza who are practically rotting in AAA, batting over 300. I know we can say this with Peraza. We really can't say it with Florial. We've given him too many chances, and every time
I think he deserves one more chance.
You give him one more chance,
I think it's the perfect opportunity. We need an outfielder.
He needs one of those boom or bust opportunities. He either does something really good.
McKinney got the opportunity. Look what he's doing.
Yeah, but Florial's had the opportunity 3 or 4 times.
That's true. Not more than 3 or 4.
Probably more.
Been like 7.
He just hasn't done anything. I feel bad for the guy. Maybe it's a chain of machinery, but that's not really what the Yankees care about. It's really about us winning. supposed to be a winning organization every single year, and we're clearly not.
I mean, we are a winning organization.
Yeah, we win.
But we're the New York Yankees.
That's what it is.
We need to win.
Yeah.
We need to win World Series. Not we get to the ALCS. That's it.
Yeah, well,
that's an accomplishing season.
We're not the New York Mets where we hang up wild card.
Wins, this franchise is the most successful franchise in all of sports, all professional sports. I mean, considering an ALDS win as a success is an absolute disgrace. And I think the organization has to realize, and it's Hal Steinberg, like the guy on the screen right now, he doesn't understand. His father would have threw Boone out of New York if he saw this.
Same with Cashman, honestly.
And same with Brian Cashman, because this is an atrocity. As two Yankee fans here, and I think we can speak for many Yankee fans, this is not what we want as a fan base. We're not like the Royals. They won in 2015.
We're not any of these
don't have
low market
standards.
teams. We're not a low market team. We have standards. We have high expectations, and I feel like we're not setting that bar high enough each year, and that's why we're coming up short every single year.
I think the Yankees need a season where they just absolutely stink.
That's what I said. You need a season where you go
60 and 100.
Yeah, something
and
bad.
Then they would wake up the organization to say we need new people. We need a new front office.
They can keep winning.
This is horrible.
They can keep winning 90, 95, even close to 100 games every year. If you don't win the World Series, what really matters? That's not improving for the Yankees.
You have to say the standards. Also, the standards of the New York Yankees organization is a lot higher than a lot of organizations.
Yeah, I get it if you were a team, a young gun team, and then like the Orioles, you went from like 60 wins to like 95 wins. Like that's crazy, drastic improvement. But we're at a constant. We're not even really at any like decrease. We're just like a constant 90, 95 win, even 85.
And it's considered a success.
And it's not. It's borderline consistency.
It's atrocious, and that's why it's such a lack of urgency to improve this roster. And it's just
so as long as they keep having a winning record, they're not going to do anything.
It's been the same team for years. Yeah. It's just. Our best chance for World Series 2017. You could blame the Astros all you want, but we didn't come on top. We were up 3-2 in the series. We didn't come up on top. That team had exactly what you want. You had a mix of old guys, and you had a mix of young guys. The young guys peaked. Greg Bird hitting that home run in the ALDS against the Indians. You had Gary Sanchez with the tie-breaking double. You had Judge hitting a lot of home runs that postseason.
Even guys like Todd Frazier, who weren't even
with a 3-run home run. It's a mix of young and old. It's a mix of guys that have been in the league for a while, and it's a mix of guys that have just come up and have shown up in the right spot.
Yep.
And the next thing we're going to talk about is this atrocity. Let's just scroll down. This is just, what are we doing? We never specify.
How can you not How can we not let a fan base know what the diagnosis of an injury truly is? Okay. That's just being dishonest. That's what it is.
So I'm just going to talk about this. The organization has explained that he had a toe sprain and totally left this incognito, let's just say. They totally did not tell us the truth. They knew this is a torn ligament. It's just embarrassing.
But when a team's doing as bad as they are, you don't want it to pile on like an avalanche. That's what the Yankees didn't want to happen, and now that
and as you can see right there,
happened.
2023 return uncertain. I don't know if Joe's head is in the way. Maybe it is. 2023 return uncertain. On that day of the game, he played the rest of the game. Fans probably didn't even think about it. They thought, it was a great catch. Then the next day he's not in the lineup, or maybe they had an off day the next day. I'm not sure. I forgot. Then he's not in the lineup. Then you're gonna speculate, and it's just it's good. And then Boone always goes on. He's gonna go on the press box and be like, it's not that big of a deal, It's just a week. We're just gonna see how it feels. And when Boone downplays an injury, the guy's gonna be out for 5 months.
Yeah, it happened with Stanton. Happened with Stanton. Not only once, happened twice with Stanton. It's happened down the line for numerous years where he's downplayed people's injuries and they've been out 5 times longer than expected.
Like what I was trying to say before, the organization cannot be hiding this stuff. It's horrible, and they definitely knew this is the injury. New York Yankees judged injury worse than initially thought. Yeah, that's only to the public. That's only to the public. They knew this was going to be an issue. And then they come out with the encouraging news. Oh, he's, I don't know, what was he, pool swinging, whatever Bader did.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in the water swinging, he's training.
And now he allegedly can't even walk on it.
And now he can walk on it, but there's pain when he walks.
What's going on? What are we doing?
It's just...
Be honest with us, honestly. You're only making
Be honest with your fan base.
You're only making the fan base more angry. That's all it is.
The fan base is already angry.
Already angry enough, honestly, yeah.
I mean, like we mentioned before, look at these lineups we're putting out. And the last thing we're going to talk about is the pitching staff, which is the one thing that's really not a problem. They've been bailing out this offense.
It's the one thing that's keeping us afloat.
And it's why we won 1-0 today against the Rangers. It's exactly why. The pitching is the reason why we're winning games. Our runs per game is probably below 4 since Judge got hurt. I think it is.
Probably below 4 for the season overall, honestly.
The pitching has been great. Clark Smith, 1.97 ERA since start of May, middle of May,
around there, yeah.
Around there. Severino looked good today. Cole,
the ace.
Herman, good, bad, whatever.
Hot and cold, very inconsistent, but when he gets the job done, he does get the job done.
And Randy Vasquez and Johnny Breven give you a spot start. That's not a problem. Bullpen is the best in the league statistically.
Yep.
But they're bailing out the hitting again. They just keep.
That's not going to fly in the postseason. It's not going to fly when you have postseason jitters like that. It's just not going to fly. We can potentially get swept in the bullpen, We can potentially get swept in the postseason because if we're scoring 1-2 runs a game and starters maybe allow a run or two in the bullpen, they allow a run. It's not really their fault. They have 3 runs is nothing in a game, but if we're only scoring 2, we're never going to make it far.
Yeah. So that's really all we got to talk about today. Thank you very much for watching. Let's keep growing the channel. Anthony here, my co-host Joe right here, and we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.